Welcome everybody to another Shoutcast of Geoguessr featuring Northernlion and Sinvicta. Today we're taking a look at a classic matchup between these two, an El Classico, so to speak, with Northernlion on paternity leave. We are taking a look at the back catalog at some of the best matchups between these two. How are you doing today, Calamity?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm excited to see what exactly made this game so special because it was recommended to us. And yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, having a great day. Yes, so I asked both of these players' communities on Reddit to give me some classic episodes that they loved watching. And this was one recommended on on Sinvicta's Reddit, sorry. As an episode that had great locations and changed some people's opinions of countries. So I'm really interested to see what exactly that might be as we get into it. So as always, I believe they're still playing at this point Diverse World. No, this is an urban world map. Interesting. Didn't check that. Could have. So an urban world is still by mapper. I forgot how long they've been.
Got a higher average score.
I forgot how long they've been playing Diverse World, so my mistake. It is by mapper. It is a very good map, but unlike Diverse World, it is only in cities. So they will be in an urban location anywhere in the world, balanced and removal of bad locations. So, without further ado, let us jump right into this.
Sure.
Oops,
I had a
I
good
didn't mute
weekend.
him.
For sure. I had a good.
That's a good way to start a video. No problem. Okay, so nice city location. Your initial thoughts, Calamity?
My first thought was Spain. I'm not entirely sure whether that's correct. But the good thing about an urban world is that since it's quite a bit easier than a diverse world, it should definitely make for a close game.
Yes, lots of Spanish. And yeah, with an urban world, we're not going to be short on information for sure. So, a good bus sign by Sinvicta with Catalonia on it. So he should know, hopefully, they're in Catalonia region of Spain.
And I was already looking in Barcelona.
But this map is not just large cities, correct, Calamity? It's just a city, period. But Northernlion does have some nice city information, some streets, perhaps.
There's normally only useful once you already know the city you're in, though. But considering he seems pretty confident about Barcelona, he might be able to get some information from it.
Might be. Sinvicta has seen a top-level domain, so he is guaranteed that we are in Spain. And he as well will zoom in on Barcelona.
And El has actually found one of the things that was said on the sign on his map.
He has found the Arc de Triomphe, I believe. So we are in Barcelona. Not a bad guess. Always nice when the city is the biggest city in the region.
Yeah. There's probably... I actually don't quite know if there's any other really big cities in Catalonia.
Yeah, I'd have to look at a Spanish map again. Valencia is too far south? Or north?
So, yeah. South.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so besides being in a city, being in a city, how does this change how you go about your round, Calamity?
It changes in a way that usually you'll find out which city you're in pretty quickly. So then you'll spend a lot more time looking for road names and street names, just trying to find the biggest one that you can find in your area, and then sort of looking for that on the map, trying to find that. Maybe any big buildings like football stadiums, for example, always good if you can find them. Churches as well.
Yes. What I always hate about urban guesses is just what you said. I find the city, but I have no idea where in the country the city is. So I often know where I am, but I don't know what country or what region I'm in. And it's like, okay, well, scan for a small city or a medium-sized city somewhere in Spain or something.
Cities can be very different in terms of difficulty. There are some cities that are just very easy. Some have sort of different sectors that you get on the street names. Like Paris, for example, has the arrondissements, which are on the street signs and on the map, so you can just look for those.
Oh, and they ran out of time together.
Both pretty close.
Northernlion getting Sinvicta by 10 points there. 4,998 to 4,989. So very close, but maybe a little bit of luck on NL's point to get a little bit closer. Did he find the road?
He did find the Arc de Triomphe, and he's still very close to that. So I'm guessing that's what he based his guess on.
They did both miss that. There is the hotel they started right out in front of. They looked for that, but that's always hard to find if you're not sure exactly what to look for. Yeah, not much separating these two in this matchup.
Yeah, that's true. I also forgot about hotels. They can also be very useful depending on how populated the city is. If it's a bit more well distributed, let's say like that, and if there's not a million hotels, you can use those very well because they show up at a decent zoom level.
Yeah, national monuments and hotels, and I think Google is starting to put things like tourist attractions on the map, and those actually stand out in a city very quickly, so they can be a good landmark to use and find them. Okay, getting into round number 2. There we go. They're on sync today. They're in sync today. Here we go. Like some more Spanish?
Yeah. Malaga. NL has already found the city.
Has. Soon see it in Spain. So 2 Spanish guesses back to back.
Quite different sides of the country as well. You can see how different these cities look.
Yeah. Malaga looking more, maybe more Southern European for sure.
Yeah.
Almost like Italian in some respects.
I can see that.
You can definitely see some of the influence from a city like this in South America.
That was my first thought actually when we spawned into the round. I think it's Europe, but it looks a bit like South America as well.
Yeah, those old Spanish colonies can be a little bit tricky in the sense they can copy some of that architecture. I don't think Sinvicta has yet seen a city name. And a little bit lucky with that. Victor just looking at a street sign. Maybe he is going to ponder what that could possibly give him.
He might be looking at that little logo or whatever that is in the top left-hand corner and trying to figure out if he can get some information from that.
Northernlion seeing some more signs that could help him pinpoint where he is in Malaga. But yeah, with Northernlion already having the city, it doesn't look like Sinvicta's going to be able to make up too much ground in this one.
He's also looking at the map currently, just placing a marker down. not too far away from Malaga, but also not quite there.
Putting us in Malaga for Sinvicta right now is just based on pure guesswork, which hopefully he sees a sign. We don't want to have this urban map kind of become uncompetitive too quickly. We'd hope they'd see something. He's got about a minute and a half left. Northernlion has guessed already with 4,996. Again, only losing a few points. Let's hope Sinvicta doesn't make the mistake and just throw his remaining minute away. See if he uses that to his full advantage. He puts us in Malaga almost maybe by pure luck.
I wonder, because I didn't see anything really on his screen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think he's seen a sign, but maybe just this city is bigger.
That could be a reason, yes.
Oh, there we go. Malaga on the car. So he has seen the name. He will be looking for a street name. Jump over to his view because Northernlion is just hanging out for another 30 seconds. Ooh, kebab. Give me some kebab. That's one thing I got addicted to when I was in Germany. Ate way too much kebab. Oh, he moves us out of the city. No. Maybe that city name was just too small on the car, and he makes the guess. Unfortunate. Yeah. 4841. We'll drop another 150 odd points in Northernlion there.
That's difficult to get back in an urban world.
Yeah, definitely not going to be the easiest thing to make up. Every point is really going to matter in this game. It's probably more like it's Northernlion's game to lose than it is Sinvicta's to come back from at this point, at least. So we'll see how it goes into round number 3. Doing a good job of staying in sync. Really appreciate it, fellas. Makes my job easier. Okay, Calamity.
Yeah, I've been looking, but so far, Chiesa is, I think, a town or a city in Italy. Thanks, NL, for showing me that.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't have to embarrass myself by not knowing where it is.
Does look like Italian.
Yeah, there's an Italian flag on the bus that NL is seeing right now.
No.
And Sinvicta's found Genova.
Yes, he has. Now, will he know that's a city to look out for? That's the second question. Oh, Northernlion has also found Genova on the back of a bus. So they both now have the city. They should know that it is in Italy. The city is a big enough city to be relatively well known. Not obscure.
It's in the northwestern part of the country. And NL is now looking for it.
In and around for that. Yeah, definitely with an urban world map, this is going to be... Oh, he's found. Sinvicta dropping us way south, not even spending the time to look for the city name. That was clearly on his map. A lot of these rounds will be more map perusing than picture perusing, so to speak.
But that's another interesting part of Geoguessr in the sense that the map itself doesn't say Genova. It says the English name for the city, which is Genua. And I mean, for that city, it's not that difficult to figure out what it means. But there are some other cities, while Sinvicta actually has found a city as well, where it's a lot more difficult.
Yes, that is always a trick when looking at translated city names, how off the spelling is, and is it enough to throw off a player?
Mm.
They are close to the coast. It looks like Sinvicta has ended up on the coast, so...
He doesn't seem too confident, though, by how he's
Oh.
looking around, still very far zoomed out.
And Northernlion has actually moved us off of, which is unfortunate. This could be a chance for Sinvicta to make up some points. That's an unfortunate click. They still have about a minute to go, so don't count NL out of it quite yet. Yeah, Sinvicta has quite a bit of information. He should be able to zoom in on his location.
I think it actually is what I've said before that's coming into play here. They've both seen Genova and they both should know that's where they are. But I think it's the spelling difference that's throwing them off.
Maybe giving NL a second, making him have a second guess himself. That's what I'm trying to say. Just double checking to make sure it isn't another city with a similar name. But he seems with only 20 seconds left to have settled into the right city. Neither of these players are having a lot of time to look at some signs. Northernlion trying to with a time with 2-1 and the time limit cutting out. Ooh. Northernlion with another, and a nice Italian gesture there. Kind of North American stereotype of what Italians do when they like something. Kissing the fingers there. 4,997 points. Well done. Sinvicta 4,993. Again, single digit difference between the two, but Sinvicta is running out of time to make up those points. Any comments or thoughts on this round?
Yeah, something I just quickly wanted to say is that if you look at the map right now, if you zoom into actual businesses or locations of interest, they are in the Italian spelling. So if you're not sure on whether that's the right city, you can usually zoom in and find the actual name in the language it's supposed to be in on the map.
Nice tips. Yes, you can see like the aquarium of Genova does have the V in it on Northernlion screen, so that would be good indication. And also, looks like the Feria di Genova is also on Sinvicta's, so that would help them with the name. That's a good tip, Calamity. Okay, now let's see how long. They don't spend much time on this at all, so we'll just jump into the next round. We'll see how far apart they are.
It must be somewhere like 15, 20 points.
Can't be much more than that. Sinvicta is quick on the draw, but not NL. Here we go. Yes, Northernlion 14,991.
I forgot
over
about
100
that last
points.
round.
Yes, but they have seen sign very quickly. NL is Laun Chester.
He's seen Hobart.
Piston.
That's the important one.
Yeah. Way south. Harvey Norman. A name I haven't heard in a while. They have a city.
Just found a sign with distances. I don't know if he knows any of those cities though.
That'll be helpful. But NL's already got the city. This does not leave a lot of room for Sinvicta to come back at all. Gonna have to do something, and sorry about the ad pop-up, YouTube.
Sinvicta's looking in the right country, but Australia is quite big, and the actual location they're looking for is not on the mainland.
Yes. Tasmania, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so he is looking south, but needs to go a little bit further. And those distances are not exactly going to be very helpful. 300 kilometers, 195 kilometers, a little bit far away. Oh,
Yep, he's found it.
found it. That was a rather quick jump.
I don't know
Wonder if
what exactly.
If NL might have given something away there. That
I saw on his map, I saw him seeing Launceston, so that might be it, but I'm not sure what exactly he's seen without, the commentary.
I need to think of a way we can maybe have that in the background or something, but my audio skills are not that great, so for the meantime, we'll have to make do with this. But yeah, again, with about a minute and a half to go, both players are down to looking for the street that they are on. Northernlion hasn't really moved far from the starting point at all, taking advantage of all the signs near the starting location. Sinvicta, for better or for worse, is wandering around a little bit, trying to get a little edge on Northernlion.
Usually a good strategy for pinpointing yourself in bigger cities is to just go in slowly. Find a big thing that you can find in the city, then find a slightly smaller thing and look around the area you found the big thing in and go on like that. Just sort of make the search radius smaller and smaller.
That's the wrong video, sorry. Okay, yeah, so Northernlion has guessed early, about 45 seconds or so on his timer, but he did get 4,990 points. He is not leaving room for Sinvicta to make a comeback at all. Has it all to do in the final round. Nando's, man, Mania has some very interesting. I'm trying to think of where did I hear Harvey Norman before, and now I thought of it. I watched a British television show rebroadcasted in Australia with the commercials not cut out. And that's where it was. Yeah, that's my mind. Some things just stick in it. Fortunately, it's not usually where we are. Easy ways to find out where we are in the country. Ooh, but Sinvicta does get 5 points back. Not much, but it's something. 4,995 points. A little bit luckier with his placement in the city.
Yeah, that's usually the problem playing an urban world or something similar to that competitively, is that when one of the players makes a mistake and goes for the wrong city, it's usually game over if the other player finds the right city all the time.
For so far, through 4 rounds, we've only had differences of placement within the same city, so margin of error hasn't been too significant.
Except for Malaga.
True, that's round 2. Yes, so Malaga was a little bit off. That did cost him that 100-some-odd point difference in. They do going into the next round. Northernlion staying on that green a very long time. Okay, here we are into round number 5. There we go. And interesting, this one is a little bit tougher. Oh, if ever a chance for Sinvicta to make a comeback, it's this one. We're in Russia. Yeah, Calamity. Russia. Yeah. Round 5. The Geoguessr algorithm seems to love to do this to players.
Did you actually, what did you see that confirmed it was Russia to you?
There was a top-level domain, .ru,
okay. I didn't
on
see
Northernlion's screen.
Well, that's certainly going to throw a wrench in Northernlion's easy game so far.
Yeah, this is anybody's game. I mean, this is Russia. It's the point difference is not even 200. This is wide open all over again. We could really see a comeback. And Sinvicta's got the sign on his screen right now with the .ru. He just covered it up.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the German flag in the corner doesn't throw anybody off. The Cyrillic alphabet.
If that throws you off, you deserve to lose.
Probably, to be fair.
But yeah, Russia can be really difficult in cities, especially. That's something I always have problems with still, just finding the city names somewhere.
Yeah, and if you're not really familiar with the Cyrillic alphabet, you may not even realize you're looking at a city name.
Mm.
That's happened to me a few times. I read a word and I go, huh, that sounds familiar, and I don't realize that it's actually a city name.
If you see an address or something that looks like an address, usually there's the little letter that looks like a small lowercase r, and then a dot behind it, and then comes the city name. So if you actually see an address, that can help you out a lot. But if it's just, Cyrillic somewhere without any context, then yeah, it's difficult to tell what's a city name and what isn't.
With no area code, that's really helpful. Northernlion is looking at an interesting sign here, and that
Yeah.
might be a city name towards the top, and it does have the Latin
Yeah.
alphabet as well. Could give him a chance. Able to find it on the map, but Russia is a very big country, not easy to skim.
Mm.
Sinvicta also spending a lot of time looking at signs, trying to get anything.
I have to say, I personally don't recognize, I do recognize the city name, but I wouldn't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't. It does sound sort of familiar. It does have a hole in the sign, or is that just a light blocking it? It's just a light blocking it, but it the Rovsk is not exactly an uncommon ending, so not a whole lot there. Yeah, we're just waiting for them to give us a little something. This might come down to luck. We don't really want it to, but it might.
I don't think that little something is coming with 15 seconds to go.
15 seconds to go, not much. Sinvicta does have us down south of Moscow. Northernlion is north of Moscow. Oh, these pin positions are really different. Oh, it's Eastern Russia. Northernlion has guessed early.
Kind of what I expected.
Only 63 points.
That's the city, yeah.
Sinvicta, 55 points. He still loses some points. Yeah.
They seem to, from watching their videos, I know they have this general strategy of going near the Moscow area all the time, which I don't know why they haven't changed that, because that's a horrible strategy, because Moscow is the whole, like, complete western end of the country. You'd have a much better chance if you at least go around the sort of Perm area, or like just a bit further east.
Yeah, in terms of the likelihood of the street view coverage of Russia, that's a central location of the coverage.
I wouldn't even say that. I still think that the central area of the coverage is still further east.
I mean, you do have basically a few roads that follow the southern border that stretch all the way over to eastern Russia, which is where we were to this case, that you could scan looking for a decent-sized city. But despite having a Russian guess and despite being very far off, they were equally far off, so the scores won't change too much, and Northernlion will walk away with another win. Let's see if we can't those 4 screens for you.
But that's something as well that I don't understand from Sinvicta's perspective, is he knew he had to take a risk. He knew he was like 100, 200 points behind, and just guessing near Moscow wasn't going to get him that win.
Yeah, if he knows the strategy, especially with the two playing... Oops, sorry, I didn't actually stop the video, so ads popping up. If he knows the general strategy of his opponent, which he does because they always do the same thing when they play together, he should have taken a gamble, put us in central or eastern Russia, and gone all or nothing.
Yeah.
If we had been in southwestern Russia, maybe he would have still been able to get that win, but
Possibly.
not likely. Not a big enough gamble. What I
Mm,
think you're gonna say here. But
yeah.
lots of interesting locations for us. I only see there's 2 in Spain that were really close together, and then Italy. But I think
Mm,
the fascinating location that our community was tipping us towards was the Tasmanian one. Definitely an interesting location. You don't see it too often. Um, very far south, but yet doesn't always appear to be that far south if you're just looking around
mm.
yourself.
It's also something that I've noticed from playing like non-moving games is it looks kind of very similar to New Zealand itself.
Yeah, yeah. Hard to distinguish between those two often if you don't have some sort of clue. But
Mm,
yeah, I always forget how not tropical, but how European, maybe
mm-hmm,
southern Australia and New Zealand can look. You think like in at least my kind of northern hemisphere mind, oh, southern tip of New Zealand, Australia, this has to be like what, cold, dark, right? Something, but it definitely doesn't come off as that. It's definitely more
mm,
kind of, or even Central European sometimes in terms of climate
yeah.
and geography.
I'd actually say a bit warmer even still than Central Europe.
Oh, really?
Maybe more along the lines of Italy or like southern France in terms of climate.
Yeah. Nice. Well, that was a very interesting game. Very close. 4 9s throughout. Uh, Easy to see why playing an urban world, they probably put up some of their best scores, apart from the last round,
Mm,
probably costing them their best game. They would have managed to take East. So, final thoughts, Calamity?
yeah, nothing much. Just what I've said before. If you're in a position where you know you have to gamble for the last round, don't go near Moscow.
Tip for us all to take away with this one. Well, thank you all for watching. If you liked the content, please like and subscribe, but also head over to Northernlion and Sinvicta's channels. Like we said, there are hundreds of videos of these two playing, and their commentary is probably even better than ours, at least in terms of a fun video to watch. So definitely check them out on their channels, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.